Hi, I'm Aubrey Shines. I'm Senior Pastor of G2G Ministries in Tampa, Florida. Recently, I produced a video that has had so much engagement. I felt that I owed those of you that enjoyed it, those of you that questioned it, somewhat of a response because of some of the questions that so many were asking. Again, some questions I think were in good faith. Others, I think you just found it almost unbelievable that these things were really happening and that I tied it to a specific political party. I want to address some facts with you, and I really want you to take this test. I need you to be honest with your own test scores. I promise I won't ask you to send me your test results, but as a parent and or a guardian, you should be aware of these various topics. Case in point, are you aware that right here in America that we have had almost 50 clinics that have kind of sprung up as a result of making sure the children have a safe space to go to as it relates to them transitioning, at least in their mind that is, from one gender to another. Forget the fact that that is scientifically impossible. There are clinics now that have been designated to do this. Those of you that are watching me in the UK right now, I'm sure that you're paying attention to my attire and how it represents your views. This is to so many of my friends and those that are in the UK that are struggling to address issues like this. And unfortunately, your media is shutting you down, almost like they're doing here for the most part on these issues. Right here in the UK, there's a 50%, you heard it right, a 50% increase of children there that are being redirected by their counselors to go to these same type of clinics. 50% increase. Forget about the fact that as children grow through their adolescence and they reach a young adulthood, right at 90%, the actual number is around 87, 88%, they actually will begin to identify with their born gender. Yet, we're seeing this uptick in this area. Those of you that questioned and thought, oh, he's a sick individual, referencing me, I've been flattered with much more critique than being called sick, but I'll take that if you continue to engage with me, which I really appreciate it. I really would prefer, however, that you use some civility. If you choose not to, I still in good conscience will respond to you. Please understand something. Right here and all throughout Western civilization, when your child goes to his or her counselor at school, again, unbeknownst to you, the guardian and or the parent, if that child says to that counselor, I desire to become something different. I was born this way, but I really believe I should have been born a different way. As a parent, your rights are almost totally stripped away from you, because that child could go in and simply say it, and that counselor then will direct your child, has the power to do so, to make sure that they're going to a clinic. Again, you may not even be aware of this, that will begin to help them, give them puberty blocking drugs that will begin to alter everything in their little anatomy that God Himself has created. Why do you need to know this? Why is this important? And are you going to tell me again, Pastor, it's important because there's one party that's pushing it? Well, it's true. There's only one party that is pushing this narrative, and that party happens to be the DNC Party. Why is it that they don't want you as a parent or guardian to know if your children are struggling with this dysphoria? Again, just to repeat myself from before, that your child, that you are mom or dad over, guardian over, they can't buy cigarettes. They can't go in and get a tattoo without your permission. Why is this narrative being forced down you, the parent, guardian's throat? Why is it that in the UK that you can do nothing at all regarding your children being directed now to these clinics that are popping up everywhere? It's an attack on the family. It's an attack on the idea of God creating them male and God creating them female. If you can get the God part away from the agenda of consciousness, then the state becomes your God. Your school that is tied to the state becomes your God. you don't exist as a parent no more than to give birth, to incubate these little precious ones, and then the state takes over for the purpose of indoctrinating your children. Again, why is this necessary? It's simple. If one party is pushing this chaotic behavior, why in good conscience would you, as a rational, logical adult, continue to vote, support a party, any of its candidates, without mandating that they abandon this horrific practice of destroying the sanctity of life by changing the gender, at least in the mind of a child, into something that they're not? We're having an election here very soon. You got to get on board. You got to get part of the process. Again, let me remind you, you can't say, well, I oppose that, but I certainly can't vote for another party. Well, here's the real issue. You only have two parties to vote for. You have one that is saying that a parent has rights, that a parent should know these things, that a parent should be informed, that counselors in a school should not be able to do this. And then you have another party that says, no, you should not. You should be at a place where we know better than you as the parent, and we should take over. That's the DNC Party, the party that says, no, those rights belong to those parents. That happens to be the Republican Party. People, wake up. We're in trouble in this nation, and I don't care how great the economy is going. When you undermine these type of issues, you're undermining the Judeo-Christian ethic that is in this nation. We must fight for this. We must champion this. Join me, help me, and let's really make a difference. Until I come again, I bid you peace.